baniriza nnyo nate okuva e Bududa eyo tutegedde nti ettaka lizeemu okuyiguluka nate ne libaako abantu berirumya n'okutta waliwo n'abalala abatannaba kutegeerekeka wa gye bali. Ebyo n'ebirala bingi bye tugenda okuwa mu mawulire gaffe naye nga bulijjo katusooke emitwe emikulu. Ettaka liyigulukuse Bududa nate, amayumba gaziikiddwa, omuwendo gw'abafudde tegunnamanyika. Enkuba mu Kampala, entambula egootaanye, mmotoka katono zibulire mazzi. Okulwanyisa obutemu, emmundu nnya zizuuliddwa, poliisi yeekengedde ebitongole ebikuumye eby'obwannannyini. Ate mu mizannyo, abasiyala bawangudde za Airtel mu buvanjuba. Ntv Akawungeezi nze Frank Alisimbi nkwaniriza nate katusooke n'amawulire okuva mu disitulikiti y'e Bududa awabadde okuyiguluka kw'ettaka omulundi omulala. Ab'ekitongole ki Red Cross n'abalala abalabye enjege eno bagamba nti eguddewo ku ssaawa 8 emisana. Amayumba 15 kitegeerekese nti ettaka ligaziise. Abantu 9 balumiziddwa ate 18 tebannaba kutegeerekeka wa gye bali mu kiseera kino. Abakulu mu gavumenti abakola ku bigwa tebiraze boolekedde Bududa. Kinajjukirwa nti mu mwaka gwa 2009 mu kitundu ekyo abantu era baafuna ekizibu ekifaananako nga kino gye byaggweranga abantu 200 n'okusobamu bafudde. Michael Nataka, Ssaabawandiisi wa Red Cross ayogeddeko naffe ku nsonga eno.
Waliyo ettaka liva ku ikazi leero ssaawa 8 mu ggombolola y'e Bulukyeke mu luka gwe bayita Mumwalukani mu kyalo ky'e Bunakasala. Tukakasiza nti abantu 18 be bazikiddwa mu ttaka wansi naye tetunafunayo omulambo guzuuliddwa. Go amayumba agazikiddwa ga 15 naye amalala agali kumpi n'ekifo galinga 29 nago si balungi okusigala ng'abantu bakyaliwo. Abantu abalumiziddwa bajjeeyo bali 9.
Michael Nataka ku ssimu ye Ssaabawandiisi wa Red Cross. Tujja kuba tubabulira ebisingawo ku nsonga eyo mawulire yaganaddako. Okuddako mu Kampala enkuba etonye wakati w'essaawa 7 n'omwenda egootaanyiza nnyo ebyentambula. Amakubo mangi ganjaddemu amazzi n'ekisukka bususi. Emmotoka ezimu zikubiddwa emiti endala katono zibulire mu mazzi. Abantu baffe babadde batambulako mu bitundu ebitali bimu mu Kampala ne babaako bye bakuŋŋaanyiza.
Eyo yembeera enguudo eziwerako mu Kampala gye zibaddemu ng'enkuba etonnya malyaga by'emisana olwaleero ku luguudo n'oli wakati wa Serena Hotel ne Crescent Towers. Emmotoka ezimu ng'eno katono zibulire mu mazzi era abasindise ensindike okuzijjamu. Mu kitundu kye kimu mmotoka zino zikubiddwa emiti egisuuliddwa kibuyaga. Eky'omukisa omulungi temubaddemu bantu wadde nga zo zoonoonese. Okulina woteri ya Imperial Royal wano mu Kampala oluguudo nalwo lujjudde amazzi era nga mmotoka eno kumpi katono ebuliremu. Embeera bwetyo ebadde ne mu bitundu ebirala enkuba gy'etonye ng'ebyentambula bigootaanye era ng'omugoto gw'ebidduka ku nguudo ezimu gukyaliko ddala.
Embeera bwetyo webadde ku nguudo ezimu mu Kampala n'ebitundu ebirala ebyetoolodde ekibuga Kampala watuuse enkuba. Poliisi ekajjansi ezudde emmundu nnya n'ekwata n'abantu 6 bagambibwa nti babadde beefudde ba kitalo mu kutulugunya abantu mu Kampala n'ebitundu ebirala. Abantu bazze battibwa nga n'eyakasemba y'okukubwa amasasi ya Beka Kiwewa eyakubiddwa n'attibwa mu kiro ekyakeesa olunaku lwali lwa 6 ekyanje ey'okuliraana ne Kampala wakati.
Okusinziira ku poliisi ekajjansi, abantu abadde basula nga bakukunadde mwe muli ab'e Nalumunye, Ssekukungobe wamu ne Lweza. kigambibwa nti abamu ku banyazi bano baliko n'omusirikale gwa poliisi gwe bamiza omusu oluvannyuma ne bakuulita n'emmundu ye.
Omusirikale abadde ku duty ate emmundu eyo netambula mu kibuga ng'etulugunya abantu mu kibuga kya Kampala. Kati emmundu eyo era negenda paka negenda paka Kabarole. Nibanga twakozesa intelligence okunoonyeza bino bintu. Kati emmundu twagifunye.
Poliisi esobodde okuzuula emmundu nnya zeesuubira nti zibadde zikozesebwa abanyazi okutulugunya abantu mu bitundu ebitali bimu nga muno mwotwalidde ne Kampala.
So we suspect so would have been the guns used to terrorize the city and beyond.
Abantu abaliko mu makomera agatali gamu be basuubira okuba nti be bali emabega w'ebikolwa bino.
Ex-convicts abagendako eruzira abagendako ekigo prison ku misango gya robbery ate nga bakozesa emmundu okola ki okuba abantu naye bagenda basabenga eri ekigo ne basabenga eruzira prison era ne bakomawo ne batandika obutokola kutulugunya abantu babirijo.
Emmundu ezizuuliddwa okusinziira ku poliisi z'amakampuni agakola obukuumi ag'obwannannyini. Poliisi zeegamba nti zikoze kinene nnyo mu kulinnya kw'obumenyi bw'amateeka.
So we are going to find out which private organization has these guns. Because we have records that appropriate action will be taken.
Ng'oggyeko emmundu ennya waliwo abantu 6 bakwatiddwa so nga n'emmotoka 2 nga nazo zaali zibbiddwa zakwatiddwa mu bikwekweto ebize bikolebwa poliisi okuva ku ntandikwa y'omwaka guno.
At URA checkpoint, the same vehicle was recovered bearing a different number plate, UAK 5958G.
Kinajjukirwa nti mu bbanga lya myezi 2 gyokka abantu abawerako baziba kubwa amasasi mu Kampala nga n'eyasembyeyo ye mugagga Haji Muhammad Abubeka eyattiddwa ku Lwomukaaga ekyanja mu gombola y'e Kawempe. Julius Senkandwa, NTV.
Ntv Akawungeezi weewaawo. Poliisi eremesezza ab'ekibiina ki Concerned Citizens ababadde baagala okukuba olukuŋŋaana ku National Theatre mu Kampala. Bano babadde bagamba nti abakulu mu gavumenti abamu okuli ne Mama Mbabazi balina okulekulira olw'emirimu okubalema okutambuza obulungi. Poliisi erabuukidde abantu bano ne bakwata nga tebannabakuba lukuŋŋaana.
Poliisi bano yakedde kubeetegekera oluvannyuma lw'okukitegeera nti waliwo bye baagala okwogerera mu kifo kino ekya National Theatre. Abantu bano kati abatambulira mu kisinde kyabwe kye baatumye eky'amaanyi g'abantu mwe baagala okuyisa ebigambo byabwe bituuke eri bekikwatako. Poliisi tebakkiriza kubaako kye bakola wabula batisse mangu kukabangalizaayo ne batwala ku CPS.
You will never stop the Ugandan people from standing up for their rights. People power! People power! People power and voice!
Era egamba nti ebaguddeko misango gya kukuba nkuŋŋaana zitali mu mateeka.
Abantu balwadde endwadde teri ddagala mu ddwaliro sente z'abayuthi baziridde baganya ozibawa.
We are taking part in an unlawful assembly. They will be produced in court.
Oluvannyuma nga poliisi emaze okubakunya esazeewo okubata. Dini Lubowa Sava, NTV Akawungeezi.
NTV Akawungeezi dakika ziri 8 kumpi 9 eziyise ku ssaawa y'emu. Tugenda kuwumulamu katono nnyo tukomewo n'ekitundu ekyokubiri ky'oba okola girobeera ku naffe. Bomwe Mombasa, poliisi erabudde bannayuganda temweyibaala. Omukazi bimusobedde Entebbe, sente za woteeri zimubuze, bannannyini bamutabukidde.
Olwaleero This is NTV. This is NTV.
Fieldwork has been defined by different scholars. Some think it is an art.
These are the blood types that are in human beings. We have A.
When a chemical reaction takes place, it involves two things.
We are given a straight line that has been denoted by Setback has been defined by different scholars. Something.
Kwene embeera y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakugwamu mama.
Bano abasajja abanaatera n'okujja kusigiriza ffe ekiro basituleko emiwumbo gy'emmere bagitwale.
Sogera byange kibanda bana bagamba bweyagala nkubulira ebyange jja tugende emyanzi.
Mpulira banyumya babeera bakujerega waliko omusawo w'ekinnansi. South Africa baba bakujerega obituufu.
Baba banjerega. Oyo mufere mubbi yennyini yeetaaga miggo.
Omuntu wa bulijjo tomuzannyirangako abeeranga dormant volcano.
Bwemba mukkiriza nina takuwa mugiyita.
Ate takuwa gobeera mugoberezi. Tolowooza ndi buli mulimo oyogerera omusiraamu senga naakubuuza nti Katonda yagamba atya.
Oba oli pasita ng'okyawa olimba obba oyenda olina abakazi basatu. Please, heaven is waiting for you one day.
Era y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakugwamu.
Emmese yali ku the last piece of ejambye yali muhadi wa yonna.
No, bloody way, holy moly.
We've just met. How can I be your friend? Mr. Rajmond. Okuzimba ennyumba nga kintu kizibu nnyo banange mugumire mu bupangisa. Come.
I'm called Olar Oton. There's no English name. Just like resistors, Yakazol.
I blame you. You have option of getting international husband. Why do you get it?
New time.
Ideally, we all have the right to express our opinions and views truthfully and openly.
Atele long tugenda katongole mbukasam.
Kampala bwerere mwansomu the bus. The discussion is still going on in the bus.
Tulina okugumira challenges ezimu bwe tuba tulina okugoba abatembeeyi mwami lukwaga agumaga abatembeeyi mugende. No,
Ideally, we all have the right to express our opinions and views truthfully and openly.
Chichi, what's life?
Is life ugly?
Is it spiritual?
Isn't it loved?
What's life?
Is life ugly?
Is it spiritual?
Isn't it loved?
And above all, isn't life really drama?
Find out what life is and what it can be every Thursday at 11 p.m. with repeats on Friday and Sunday at 12:30 p.m.
Your Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Join Cats and the Platinum DJs as they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy video mixes.
You're now rocking with the best. Catch us every Saturday as we live. We'll take you through an experience you'll never forget.
Ntv Akawungeezi erimu n'eddakiika 14 katugende mu maaso. Poliisi mu Kampala erabudde abaagazi b'omupiira okwongera okwegendereza ebikolwa eby'obutujju. Poliisi egamba nti ebyatuuse e Kenya bisobolera ddala okutuuka ne wano mu Uganda. E Kenya mu kitundu ekya Mombasa waliwo abatujja baakasuse bubbomu w'ekika kya grenade ne batta omuntu omu ate nga bala 28 bagenze n'ebisago eby'amaanyi ennyo. Kafuna ebisingawo ku nsonga eno.
Poliisi etegeezezza nti ebikola by'obutujju bikyaliwo nnyo nga n'olwekyo bannayuganda naddala abanyumirwa omupiira saaka ababettanira ennyo ebifo eby'olukale basaana okubeera abeegendereza ennyo.
Emipiira nga gigenda mu maaso tukimanyi nti obutujju gye buli ng'ate era twawuliddeko waliwo kagurunedi akakubiddwa Kenya. Bannayuganda temwerabira butujju, omanyi twerabira nnyo naye temwerabira butujju. Tugenderere nnyo ebifo bye tubeeramu, bantu ki ababirimu, bintu ki ebirekeddwawo. Bw'olaba ekintu nga tokitegeera tegeeza poliisi.
Poliisi okulabula kuno ekwesigamiza ku bikolwa by'obutujju ebyabaddewo mu kibuga ky'e Mombasa mu ggwanga ly'e Kenya mu kawungeezi k'eggulu. Abantu abatannategeereka baakubye ebbomu ey'ekika kya gulunedi mu bantu ababadde balaba omupiira mu kifo ekisanyukirwamu ekiyitibwa Jericho Garden. Bano baadde balaba omupiira gwa quarter finals wakati wa England ne Italy. Omuntu omu yafiiriddewo so nga abalala 28 bafunye ebisago eby'amaanyi. Ku Lwokutaano lwa Ssabbiiti ewedde ab'obuyinza ku kitebe ky'Amerika e Kenya baalabula abantu baabwe abasula e Mombasa okwamuka ekitundu kino mu bwangu olwa bbomu ezaali zoolekedde okutegebwamu. Poliisi ng'ekozesa embwa yagezezzaako okunoonya obufu abatujju bano bwe baayiseemu naye nga tebannaba kubagwikiriza.
Abalina ebifo ebisanyukirwamu bongedde okulabulwa ku nsonga eyo. Okuva Entebbe poliisi etubidde n'omukyala ow'emyaka 22 asuze mu wooteeri okumala ennaku 4 kyokka ssente ez'okusasula ne zimubula. Omukyala ono alina omwana ali wakati wa myezi 6 n'omunaana. Annyonnyodde lwaki asuze mu wooteeri okumala ebbanga eryo lyonna nga taliiko nnusu yonna gy'asasudde.
Sarah Ampaire agamba nti yava mu bitundu by'embalala ku Lwokuna oluwedde ng'azze kwaniriza bba gw'agamba mbu yamukubira essimu basisinkane ku wooteeri eno. Wabula ekiro ekyo bba mbu yamuddamu n'amukubira n'amutegeeza ng'olugendo lwe bwe lwali lusaziddwamu nga kati yali wakutuuka ku Lwamukaaga. Kyokka Olwamukaaga lwakya era ne luziba nga bba talabiseeko kwe kugezaako okukuba ku nnamba y'essimu kwe baawuliziganyanga nga nayo teriiko.
Teyajja Lwakuna kaakati ku Lwokutaano nga lwajja okujja olw'eggulo olwo ne luziba. Naga nti yafunyemu obuzibuzibu nti enkeera ajja kujja nenjogerako naye wano. Naga nti bba ali mu Amerika naye akomawo era bba akolera Kalangala.
Ebizibu nga bwe bitamanya nnyumba mbi aba akyali kugwa bba butalabikako ate essimu ye nayo ne bagimubbako ng'agamba mbu kuno kwe kwali ssente zonna n'ennamba z'abantu be. Aba wooteeri balabye ennaku zigenderedde ng'omukyala ono by'ababuulira tebabitegeera kwe kumutwala ku poliisi Entebbe.
Tumbanja emitwalo 26 mu 8 mu 5 nga bagambye.
Wabula tukitegeddeko oluvannyuma nti bannannyini wooteeri basazeewo okumusonyiwa. Poliisi omukyalo ono oluvannyuma emutadde ng'egamba nti terina wa kumusuza era bw'atyo n'asaba abantu okumusondera ku ssente ezimutuuse e Kampala gy'amanyi omuntu anaamuwa ssente ezimuzza embalala gye yavudde.
Ntv Akawungeezi kkooti enkulu ekola ku misango egya civil oba egitali gya nnaggomola olwaleero tesobodde kuwulira musango abalwanira eddembe ly'abalya ebisiyaga gwe bawabira minisita w'empisa ne ssaabawolereza wa gavumenti. Abalwanirizi b'eddembe ly'abantu abaagala bannaabwe ab'ekikula ekimu baagala kkooti ekakase nti minisita Simon Lokodo yamenya amateeka bwe yayimiriza olukiiko lwe baalimu Entebbe ku ntandikwa y'omwaka guno. Lokodo bamugattako ssaabawolereza wa gavumenti kubanga byakola nga minisita abikola ku lwa gavumenti. Olukiiko olwogerwako Lokodo lwe yalagira luyimirizibwe lwali Entebbe ku Imperial Resort Hotel abali b'ebisiyaga bwe baali bawayamu ku nsonga ezibakwatako. Abaawaba bagamba nti ekikolwa kino kyali kya kusosola era baagala bannaabwe ekikola kino kyali kya kusosola bwe batyo we bakkaatiriza. Ssaabawolereza wa gavumenti aweereddwa okutuuka Ssabbiiti ejja ateekemu okuddamu kwe ku bantu bano bye bamuwaabira.
We want him to answer as to why he's continuously intimidating us. And for me, it's the adjournment is fine with me because I want to hear from him.
Mubirala mu kugezaako okukuuma obutonde bw'ensi omukama wa Tooro oyo Nnyimba Kabamba Igulu akyagenda maaso ne kampeyini ye ey'okusimba emiti. Olwaleero abadde wano mu Kampala ng'ali ku nteekateeka y'emweno.
What you say? The purpose of his visit was to launch a campaign among the youth of Go Green, which is meant to protect our environment, and that's one of the big challenges we are having in this country now.
I'm very privileged to have King Oyot our school. I'm very happy that he came to socialize with children.
Weewaawo Ntv Akawungeezi okuva emiti ya Napolis ekkakanya obujagalalo yakedde kugomba mu katawuni ke wa Bigalo nga egenderera okukakanya abatuuze abadde bawakanya ekitongole ekikola ku by'enguudo kiyinula n'aba services abadde basimba obuyinja mu ttaka ly'abatuuze wabula nga abatuuze bagamba nti tebannaba kusasula.
Abatuuze bano bagamba nti tebasobola kukkiriza bitongole bino kutandika kulamba ttaka lyabwe bagenda kuyisa luguudo kyokka nga bannannyini bibanja tebasasulwanga okuggyako nga bamaze okubasasula.
Musenze ebintu by'abantu tembasasudde mugira mu kikapu ne mulondamu basatu ne mbawa ssente bali mu kukuwa
naye sirabangako bwe bampita ate nga nda bawanika mu kitabo kalitunsawo ekyemmanga manja
bammalawo
abantu ne babundabunda tebalina bwe basula gwe nosooka okukola oluguudo n'olumaliriza n'ogenda n'ogamba omuntu omunaku atamanyi na Kampala nti oligenda e Kampala n'obanja Mr. Government. That's being very unfair. You should look into that very seriously.
They are thieves.
Kirabika abatuuze bano basangiddwa nga baliko ekiruyi kya kampuni eno eya Service oluvannyuma lw'okubakolera oluguudo ne balulekako ebinnya kye bagamba nti kiviiriddeko abantu okugwamu n'obubenje.
Ogedde enfunda ne Reverend Father yafudde n'abalala bakyafa n'omusuubuzi wange yafudde wali ne tumuziga ekiboga mutyala naye kyengezaako gamba nti ekyebinyango okizeeko ate bw'obuuka ebinya n'ojja n'ogulabbing ettaka ly'abantu ekyo sibasaba busabi naye mbalagira tebabisimbawo.
Abatuuze bano era gye buvuddeko beekalakaasaako nga bawakanya engeri oluguudo luno gye lwakolebwamu gye bagamba nti teyali nnungi. Omubaka wa pulezidenti mu bitundu bino agezezzaako okubakakanya kisobozesa abakola oluguudo okugenda maaso b'ensonga zaabwe zitunulwemu oluvannyuma wabula abantu baganye okubiwulira.
Abakulembeze bammwe tuli wamu okulaba era kati ngenda nga mbagandi ngenda ku district okulaba nga ekintu ekyo tukola ki era fanayo n'amabidde asabye ku ssimu kati
ndowooza ne bano abanjiikiriza nabo bagambe bagumiikirize era bagende bagambe Mr. Government ebagamba okujja okubba ettaka lyange nti ŋŋaanyi.
Era wano baba Service ne UNRA balabye tebabisobole okusalawo okubasigulira nga bukyali.
Batuuze beewa Bigala abo nga bawakanya UNRA ne Services. Ntv Akawungeezi ekyagenda maaso tugenda kukomawo n'ebyemizannyo tovaawo.
This is NTV.
No one feels the motherland like we do. No one feels the motherland like we do. So tune in every day at 6 p.m. and Fridays from 11 p.m. for the best in homegrown music. only on NTV, the station that celebrates local music talent.
Our star profile today is the breathtakingly beautiful R&B soul singer Juliana Kanyomozi. A second last born in a family of 6 children, Juliana was born on the 27th.
Otyo eriemu n'eddakiika 24 abatiini aba CRO be bawangudde empaka eza Airtel Rising Stars mu buvanjuba bwa Uganda mu mpaka ez'abasajja n'abakazi. Empaka zino zamaze ennaku 2 nga ziyinda wali mu kitaawe eky'essomero lya Mbale Secondary School era zeetabiddwa mu ttiimu okuva mu Mbale Iganga n'ebitundu ebiriranyewo.
CRO yegenda okukiikirira ekitundu ky'obuvanjuba bw'eggwanga mu mpaka za Airtel Rising Stars ez'eggwanga. Abalenzi ba CRO bawangudde aba Bukoyo Secondary School ku ggoolo emu ku bwereere mu mupiira ogw'akamalirizo. Abawanguzi baweereddwa ekikopo wamu n'akakadde k'ensimbi. CRO era yawangudde empaka z'abawala oluvannyuma lw'okukuba Mbale Tigers ggoolo 4 ku bwereere. Abawala nabo baweereddwa ekikopo n'akakadde k'ensimbi. Ttiimu ezizze ziwangula mu bitundu eby'enjawulo za kuŋŋaanira enjeru mu disitulikiti y'e Buyukwe gye zinattunkira mu mpaka z'eggwanga mu mwezi gw'Omunaana.
Airtel Rising Stars, one of Africa's greatest football teams.
This is NTV.
Ya Singo mu z'amasaza yeenunudde bwe yawangudde omupiira gwayo ogwokubiri olunaku olwabadde lwajjo. Singo yakubye ttiimu yabadde ya Buluuli omupiira gwabadde kakooge mu Buluuli eyo. Katuna ebisingawo ku nsonga eno.
Naye obuzibu Buganda okuva Mulindwa afuluza emipiira gy'amasaza mu nsi yonna bamukubye ggoolo ey'okubiri ne bayiwa omupiira ab'obulemezi. Mulindwa nga tatusa mipiira gy'amasaza tetujja kussa mukono okiwulidde tujja kutta omuntu ku mipiira gya Ssaabasajja Kabaka. Mulindwa ogibuluga gwani who are you?
Kati kooti gwe tuyina obwongo bwakozesa ne ttiimu nga bwagitegeka tukyawangula omupiira mirundi 9.
Are you ready to drink at the table of men?
NTV Akawungeezi bwetyo bwegenze bulijjo amawulire g'ebyemizannyo ge gamaliriza mu ngeri eyo. Ngabo mulabye wali mu ntandikwa wane Kampala olwaleero we tusinzidde okuweereza bino enkuba etonyedde ddala wabula batugambye nti ebitundu ebimu tewalabiseeyo nkuba. Banaffe aba KCCA simanyi oba mwe mulina obuvunaanyizibwa ku luguudo lwe bayita Ssentema. Oluguudo oluyitamu ne lugenda lugwira ddala eri Ssentema lusalamu mu Northern Bypass. Oluguudo oluli mu mbeera mbi. Motoka bbiri tezikyayinza kuyisiŋŋanya bulungi. Mujja kutandika okuwulira ebitalo ebigweyo. Ebigambo bannaaye masonera biringa mukeeka teguggwa masonera. Njagala nkome wano bannaffe abalala bajja kujja bakole amawulire ku ssaawa 3 ne ssaawa 5. Okutuusa olunaku olw'enkya bwe bitagenze bulungi mutusaasire tunaatereeza musule bulungi.
This is NTV. This is NTV.
Our star profile today is the breathtakingly beautiful R&B soul singer Juliana Kanyomozi. A second last born in a family of 6 children, Juliana was born on the 27th November 1980. Juliana started her career while performing karaoke in different places around Kampala in the early 90s. Juliana, together with Irene Namubiru in their group IJ, did wonders when they released a track album that immediately became a hit. The IJ duo was Juliana's first music collaboration, though an incident of luck since they were brought together after Steve Jean spotted their talent. Juliana Kanyomozi has risen to become one of the biggest music divas in Uganda and East Africa at large. She has won at least 10 Pearl of Africa Music Awards. In 2004, she won Best R&B Artist. In 2005, Most Inspiring Song, Best R&B Single, Best R&B Artist, Best Female Artist, and Song of the Year for her song Mamambire. She has collaborated with Bobby Wine and they came up with tracks like Tatawa Bana Yani.
This is NTV.
On the local music scene. And find out which top 5 videos rule this week's Rendezvous chart. In the life of a celebrity, it's always a goal to stand out in a crowd, to be recognized as possessing qualities that make you different from everybody else. A stage name is simply the beginning of an artist, as they christen themselves so as to put the icing on the cake. They seem to believe that their titles portray their individuality, after which they go out to perform that particular feat which seals their personality. For Fina Mugerwa, aka Masanyalaze, it all boils down to her first song by the same title and the electric dance moves which earned her that all-important title in showbiz. Fina has chosen to be different from your usual artist, but how different is she? Next, up close with Fina Mugerwa.
I started my primary section at Namiremi Primary School from primary 1 up to primary 7. Then O-level at St. Andrews, Kawala, my very village, from S1 up to S4. Then the HSC, I went to Springfield College, Kaongo. It's located at Mokono, Nachifoma, around there. Then, by that time, I just left school due to school fees, whatever. I didn't have some money, then I resorted to music.
Fina entered showbiz as a dancer with Diamonds Productions in 2004. She was barely there for a year before she decided to try out singing.
Professionally, I started singing in 2005. And that's when, lucky enough, I had my biggest performance. I performed at the Palm Awards in 2005 with my one Masanyalaze song. And I created a very big impact on the audience, and that was the beginning of it.
By the end of 2005, she had recorded her first single, Masanyalaze, that brought her public acclaim. For Fina to be fit and able to pull those electrifying dance moves and keep hold of her audience, a routine at the gym coupled with a tantalizing dress code were crucial.
For those people who think that music, you get money there and then you want money, my dear, you have to look at your career. You have to like it first, then money will come second. By the time I came to music, there are very many people with good voices. They look nice. You have to look at that. So I sat down, I said, Fina, you're not so beautiful as other artists. You don't have a very good voice. What are you going to do in that field? I said, I have to get something different from other people. I thought of most of the female artists sing well. They sing standing when people are feeling their voices. But for me, I said, I have to come up with something very big and crucial. I decided to dance. First, I had to come up with the fitness. I had to be fit. That meant I had to go to the gym for fitness. I went there, my dear. I came out when I was hot, and I'm telling you, no one can do it as I do.
She has so far released 3 singles, Masanyalaze, Kambalangire, and her latest album, Bampasudde. Fina has showcased her illustrious dance moves on stage in music videos like Lord Fred Sebata's Teriba Dogo and Bobby Wine's Bada. In May this year, Fina confirmed her status as an artist with another dancehall track entitled Bampasudde, which seems to be her favorite too.
Of course, I like the new track, Bampasudde, because I can express my thingy. Dancehall song, so people can feel me well from there, and I trust them and they trust me. They can get what they want and I can get what I want from them. Cheers. I like it. You know, wherever I go to stage and the people say, yeah, she's the one, there I feel it. I feel that my dream has come true, and that's what I was aiming at. I was aiming at the people feeling me and me feeling them. So at least Bampasudde is very good.
In voice, she more than makes up for with her performances, especially the dance moves. When it comes to dancing, Fina is arguably the coolest, hottest British shaker on the local music scene. Few local artists would dare her on stage. Unlike other musicians, Fina has role models on both local and the international music scenes.
My role model in performance is Chameleon. The way he comes on stage, he catches up the fans. He's good, I like him. And that's what I wanted to do. I don't like people to go asking for drinks when I've come on stage. If a person hears that Fina is coming on stage, I want them to run closer. Voice-wise, Mariam Ndagire. Mariam Ndagire feels what she thinks. She's so good.
Known as Uganda's Shakira, Fina frequently pulls off a repertoire of cheeky calypso and Shakira-like belly dances.
Shakira is the best for me. In singing, in each and everything, she's so good. The way she performs, she's so good, my dear. I'm I don't know what it's about her, but I like her so much. But I don't know whether she knows me. One time, she will know that I'm there. Trust me. Last year, 2006, I got the award for the new upcoming artist. And by then, I'm telling you, I was the hottest. I had to get it, my dear.
In spite of her grueling schedule as a musician, Fina is also pursuing studies.
I'm a fresher at MOBS, carrying on a Bachelor of Science in Marketing. And I hope to be a professional marketeer.
Higher to a level.
That's right, baby.
Dedication for you and me. Enough things are gone, so we come and try.
I step up to sing, that's me bring out me thing, and them can't ask me win. Tunes for me youth, straight for me roots. Not boy them ask how them lyrics, I mean it's too good to be true. Flash watch up on what them all want to do. Respect the all of them tunes for me youth, straight for me roots. Not boy them ask how them lyrics fi shoot. If you love the combination, let me hear all of the girl them scream.
If you love the combination, let me hear all of the road boys scream.
Hey! If you love the combination, let me hear all of the girl them scream. Hey!
If you love the combination, let me hear all of the road boys scream.
Hey! This combination a killer. Big fire burn like a steamer. Girl like Susie and Keefer, just like street.
It's very cool alongside business, Kalwango, select a Washington. We take it over.
This is a story.
That's right.
Of my anger, sending me higher, higher to the level. This is a story. Of my anger,
that's true.
Sending me higher, higher to the level.
Something y'all want to take me to. because she know me level. She want to tell me the body because she know me able. But the bed so me left her very miserable. A long time me I tell her me face is stable. To love you girl is not a mistake and not questionable. To put a lighter in you is very imaginable. Baby and these not real expendable. Since it fire on them, 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 fire on them.
We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn you.
Fire on them, 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 fire on them.
We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn you. Anger sending me higher, higher to a level. This is a story of my anger sending me higher, higher to a level.
That's right, baby.
When it has been such a dream, now it is reality.
That's right.
Many people could have thought that I would have given.
That's right, baby.
Now that I'm moving,
give it to them.
I will never give in. I will keep the fire burning till the Babylon them dead. Fire burning.
That's right.
Burning higher.
Take it to them.
Burning hotter. Hotter than young. Listen up. Tell them so.
Girl, you are looking so good. Girl, from you get them old. The satellite that she have to look make she show. So chichi man, bad down the goal. Washington is not a dream, but reality to love you, girl. It's me dream, man, me fantasy. Only you alone can quench me atrocity. So give me all the fire, give me all the liberty. Sing, say, fire on them, 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 fire on them.
We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn you.
Fire on them, 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 fire on them.
We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn you. Story of my anger sending me higher, higher to a level. This is a story of my anger sending me higher, higher to a level.
Fire on them, 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 fire on them.
We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn you.
Fire on them, 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 fire on them.
We know the hypocrites around, we tell them fire I go burn you.
Voy Records, yeah, alongside these nuts. Washington Selector 2008, no games anymore. Remember that.
This is NTV. NTV.
This feature presents the importance of jewels and beadworking in present-day usage. Jewelry is any piece of fine material used to adorn the human body. Today, we meet two innovative jewelry creators. Linda and Mona started making jewels for their personal use, but inevitably had to go commercial.
Looking for something to wear, and you're like, I have blue blouse, but I don't have blue jewelry. So you just fix something there and then. And like, oh, okay, this would go. And when you go out, your friends are like, oh, where did you really made it?
I remember when I was a kid, you know, children, we get excited about seeing new things, but you can't exactly buy them because your parents are not, you know, willing to buy them for you. You're still a child growing up. So you just decide to make something that's similar to that. And you get away with it because everyone is so impressed.
At the end of the day, you just find yourself with so many things you just made there and then. So we just decided, why not just do this for business?
It's like a fire inside. So with Linda there, then she has the same fire, the same drive and everything, the same passion for fashion. So, you know, put us together.
Fascinated by the bright African colors, Linda and Mona have chosen to make jewels with African and Asian beads.
Basically, they're from all over the world, but even locally we have some.
Yeah, these are Ghanaian, so, you know, we also try to, you know, show these off to see, you know, I mean, to show people what they can, you know, have out of these.
But we're trying so much to be unique, so we try so hard to get different beads from other parts of the world so that our products or our items are really, really unique.
Linda and Mona have different characters, and it is this difference that makes their jewelry unique.
The good thing with Linda and I is she's the more, if I could say, the more bad way, the more flashy person. I'm more reserved, so we blend that together. So I could maybe understand the more conservative person's point of view, and then she would understand the, you know, the more fashionable person. So we put our ideas together and then hopefully come out with something, you know, productive for the client.
Making jewelry is not as difficult as it may seem. What makes it challenging, perhaps, is the absolute creativity required.
Satisfying the customer, because, you know, especially when somebody doesn't know what they want. You know, because you can suggest something and then maybe somebody can say, oh no, you know what, this is too extravagant for me, I couldn't wear that.
You can sit down with your client and ask them, what's your taste? Some people don't like chunky stuff, others don't like really small ones, others want, you know, medium looking ones. So you sit and discuss with them how small or bright colored or dull colored. So you discuss with them, and of course once you're flowing with your client, you know their taste.
The tools for making jewelry range from simple pliers to polishers, wire twisters, wire cutters, and clamps. As the art of bead making is rapidly catching on in Kampala, Linda and Mona love the competition. After all, it's because of this competition that they have chosen to go commercial.
It's pretty hard, you know, just to sit back and look at things that people do and then charge people exorbitantly for them. I think our things are priced really you know, reasonably, and they're unique, I could say, safely say they're unique.
While sometimes it is tiring, it is also a lot of fun. It is a nice way to give back to the community as well as making someone look absolutely unique.
We work with passion, you know, so when you're making a necklace, you're thinking, is this something I would wear? I think that's the most important thing. You think, is this something I would wear? You're not just making it because, oh, I'm going to make money, or you look at it, and most of the time, me and Mona, whenever I make something, I go to her and I'm like, would you wear this? And she's like, yes, I would wear that.
Unlike fashion that is determined by various givens, jewelry is more complex in its ability to blend with clothes and individual style.
Funny enough, most of the people or most of the clients that come to us have a particular outfit they would want to match with the jewelry. So the person would come and say, I have a blue dress with green flowers.
And right now, Linda and Mona have set their minds on taking their talent a step further, making jewelry for the international market.
International.
We would like to expand, we would definitely like to expand, but you know, this is only the beginning, so we have a lot of work ahead of us.
former student of fashion and design and now an energetic designer, Daphne Chaligonza tells us what drew her into the industry.
I am a person that likes more than 2 colors. If I see anything with 3 colors and it looks good, I'm like, wow. So first of all, a friend of mine called Mario told me, I'll show you this billboard of colors of Benetton that they first put in Italy. So I was like, okay, let me see that. And it was just rough with all these colors, red, yellow, black, blah, 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 all colors there. But it was so nice. I said, wow, I like it. Then he said, but everyone was annoyed. Everyone said, what is this designer about?
Having produced outfits for many different functions, Daphne believes that her clients are her pace-setters.
Many customers, when they want something very nice for a big event, they don't know what they want. Whatever they find is not good enough. So they tend to say, okay, I've come here, but I don't know what I want. I just want something. First of all, the easiest way to get them to show you what they like is you get them just magazines.
Daphne stresses that Impressionism is the newspaper of the soul. She uses a wide range of colors to match body size and skin complexion.
For example, if someone had big hips, I would advise them to go for dark colors because they make the hips look smaller. If someone is small, they can go for something bright. We'll take, for example, a body like this. This is an African body, a typical African body. They are normally small up and then they are wide at the bottom. So for her skin color, would want to brighten her up a bit. So I've thought of this a little bright fabric that is dark and bright. So the bright bit will go at the bust, and then we have the dark bit on the hips to make them. Then this would go nice with a Nigerian headgear.
Daphne has also designed a range of outfits from the simple casual to the more sophisticated for celebrities on the Ugandan music scene.
I've done a lot of costumes for Blue 3, and I've done all Cindy's outfits for the carpets, like Palm Awards. Whatever party she goes to, I do clothes for her. I also did Irene Nambiru's evening wear, African evening wear for the Palm Awards. I have done something for Juliana Kanyomozi. I did for Doreen Kayongo a creative wear for her Miss Makerere. I've done all Alex Mukulu's costumes since I don't know when. It's not so hard for me to design for them because they always will come with a magazine. So when Irene told me that, I said, okay, do you mean this? You know, then I drew for her stuff, and then most of them would want to see a picture. So I got pictures out. Then she saw a picture of the Miss World from Nigeria and said, I would like this. For Cindy, she was visiting Italy of recent. She went to a Gucci shop and saw a lovely dress made out of denim. So when she came 2 days before the Palm Awards. So she came and told me, you know what, I saw this lovely dress at the Gucci shop. It was denim. I just want anything with denim. So I said, cool. And that's it. So I sat down, got denim, did some embroidery on it. And I haven't made for her, I'd never made for her something red. So I mixed it with red linen.
It's just a matter of time before Daphne soars to the top as a designer.
Stella Atal was showcasing her collection in Stakeout. Was asked by Andre of Paparazzi to come and show something. So I showed a sackcloth that I put beads and many bright colors on it. It was kind of a creative wear. I see myself in 5 years with more customers. Collections, like I think in 5 years I'll have 5 collections, and then I'll have clothes that people can come and buy, because right now I don't have so many stuff for people to buy. Yeah, and then I say I'll have more money. Maybe I'll be married, I don't know.
Daphne stays committed to seriously contributing to the development of the local fashion industry and the more inspired. Tintin goes bananas. What happened to all the matoke?
Try to keep up, Tintin.
Sorry, but Snowy found a bone. Give it to me, Snowy. You don't know where it's been.
The Tintin stories were written in the 30s, 40s and 50s. And they took a Belgian boy detective called Tintin with a variety of friends and colleagues and put him into all kinds of interesting situations all over the world. So there are stories set in China, there are stories set in South America. And there's one story set in Africa, which is called Tintin in the Congo. But it's an early one and it's not really very interesting. So we had the idea that this would make a very good dramatization if we could kind of update the Tintin story, set it in Uganda, and invent a story which was true to the type of story that Tintin, and the type of incidents that Tintin gets involved in, but also had a distinct, had a flavour here and a relevance for our audience here.
Okay, Matoki. Powdered Matoki banana porridge, fortified with iron and essential vitamins. Nature made it, only better.
It's the most disgusting thing we've ever eaten.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
She has a wonderful speaking voice, and she's a very good singer. And so with those ingredients, with acting experience, with a physical appearance that was right, and with the quality of her voice, both speaking and singing, she was just perfect for the part.
Missing Matoki. Vanished gorillas. My investigative journalist nose smells a rat.
Oh, my nose smells a bone. Oh, please, Tintin, I'm so hungry.
Down, Snowy! Bad dog! You mustn't eat gorilla bones. It's not respectful.
Yes, Tintin.
The villain in the Tintin stories, or one of the villains in the Tintin stories, is called Rastapopoulos. And he is a classic children's comic villain. So he's overweight, he's greedy, he thinks of complicated, wicked plans to do all kinds of things to make money. And he's physically, again, he's a short, fat man with a big moustache and a big nose.
This is my best scam yet!
We didn't have anyone who came to our auditions who quite lived up to that kind of appearance. So we decided to do something different, and we decided to change the part of Rastapopoulos from a male part to a female part, or at least to cast a female actor. We cast somebody called Kat Tucker, who'd been in pantomimes before. We cast her as a man. So we actually took the pantomime genre even further. And we had a leading lady who was a man, and a leading villain who was a lady.
What did you say it was called again? Uganda. Uganda head. Well, one thing's for sure, that wretched boy Tintin won't find us here.
It provided us with some interesting costume challenges and an interesting dynamic. And in fact, the part of Rastapopoulos' sidekick, who is in the books, is called Captain Allen.
Children, quickly, line up. They're coming. Smile. Children, I said smile.
In this one, we changed that to a lady's part as well and called it Alana Allen, and constructed a relationship between Rastapopoulos and Alana.
This charity's dry.
Well, sometimes you have to make what's the expression? You have to make a virtue out of necessity.
You stepped on my foot! Oh, shut up!
My body! I think I've got indigestion. Captain Wedlock, I'm asking you a question. Do you love me?
You're a fool.
Suppose that Bianca Castafiore and Captain Haddock were rumoured to be engaged and getting married. So we wanted to build that into the story. But this was the part of the pantomime dame. So this is the part that was deliberately played by a man dressed up as a woman.
Their reporter thought that I was in love with that crusty, old sea dog, Captain Padlock. Still doesn't mean a thing. The newspapers have had me engaged to Prince Charles when he was in between wives, Mick Jagger.
What we did two things. The first one was that we simply got him to sing very loudly and very enthusiastically early in the show, because we also felt this would be very funny and would get our audience warmed up. Then later in the show, where there is actually a call to sing for some opera singing, the song is called the Jewel Song. The Jewel Song in the books is Bianca Castafiore's signature tune. Now, we couldn't get Alex, possibly, to sing that. I mean, it's a man, he has a tenor voice, and to try to sing the part of a mezzo-soprano, catastrophic. So what we did was we were lucky enough to have an opera singer, a trained opera singer in our cast, by the name of Courtney Preston, and she has an absolutely lovely singing voice. So we got her to sing the Jewel Song first off stage, and we had Alex mime the part, and rather badly.
Tell me, have you heard my new #1 hit single, the Jewel Song? Would you like to hear it? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You would love to hear it.
I spent a lot of time reading the Tintin stories to my boys, particularly a few years ago when they were a bit smaller, but they still like to read them. So I was quite used to reading the part that I actually played, which is the part of Captain Haddock, who is a great friend of Tintin, and is Tintin's, I suppose he's Tintin's sidekick in a sense, but he's a little bit more than that. So I was already used to the concept of that part and used to speaking the type of things that he says. So from that angle, it was quite easy. What, of course, is extremely difficult is that for the scenes that I'm in, it's then very difficult to concentrate both on what I'm doing and what other people are doing. But because I had such a fantastic cast, and I really did, I had a very talented cast right the way throughout the show, and where I wanted people to be and when and where I wanted them to enter and exit, and how I wanted them to play their characters, direction wasn't too much of a problem.
Would you like my hips?
2 hips, no ties.
I love this song.
Everyone enjoyed themselves. The rehearsing process was relatively straightforward. The music was fun. It was an enormous amount of fun both preparing to do it and then actually performing here.
The bad guys have been captured. Grace and Patrick are reunited. The gorillas have been saved. And nobody in Uganda will have to watch another Okey-Matoki ad ever again.
That makes me feel like singing!
That brings this edition of the Art and Design Show to a close. Remember, art evokes mystery, without which the world would not exist. Join us next week. Until then, enjoy the rest of your viewing.
This is NTV.
is part of the antelope genus and is native to Western, Central, Eastern and Southern Africa. It has a reddish-brown shaggy coat which progressively grows darker with maturity and a white bib under the throat. It is generously covered with thin brownish oily grease that has a distinct musky odor. It's easily recognized by a distinctive white band on the rump encircling the tail and the long bowl-shaped ringed horns of the male, which go up to 100 centimeters long. The female has no horns. The waterbuck stands up to 1.3 meters at the shoulder and weighs from 160 to 240 kilograms. The waterbuck roves in small herds in marshes, scrub and savanna areas near water where they mainly eat grass and require large quantities of water, hence their partiality to water bodies. The waterbucks share a social life similar to that of the corpse. They are territorial and a herd usually has one dominant male with numerous females. Young males form bachelor herds which are a training ground for the bucks to perfect their skills in order to go and fight the dominant male and take over the herd of females. This is part of their training process and they will choose a partner according to their horns, which must be the same size. These wrestling matches are preparing them for a major territorial fight with a dominant male in order to take over a leg in the traditional breeding grounds. Waterbucks will give birth to a single calf after a 7 to 8 month gestation period. Waterbucks have a lifespan of 18 years.
This is NTV.
On Showcase Uganda, we continue our journey through the profound beauties of Uganda's islands. Our destination, Bugala Island, the biggest of all the 84 Sese Islands. Our trip to the island on the crowded ferry starts from Nachiwogo Pier, which is approximately 2 kilometers from the center of Ntv town. The ferry normally docks at about 10 a.m. and sets off at 2 p.m. The ferry ride takes about 3 hours. Though it is the most recommended means of transport, canoes can be hired to get you to the island at a reasonable price. For those travellers closer to Masaka town, another ferry leaves the mainland from Bukakata to Bugala, with the ferry ride taking between 40 On the ferry, there is a general feeling of anticipation as most travellers are on holiday and are looking forward to some few days of fun and relaxation after the hustle and bustle of today's urban life.
We work so hard the whole year, neglect our wives, stay out long hours trying to work, neglect the kids. So, this is one of those days. Run away from town, switch your phone off, Yeah, that's why I'm going there. To have fun, be alone, play football,
Just have a couple of days off. So I think Kalangara is the best choice right now. Good scenery. It's different, really. It's not like Kampala. I'm in Kampala full time, So this is a chance to see the islands, really.
Time to do domestic tourism. Thank you. Why go to Hawaii, Honolulu, Zanzibar before you see Kalangala?
Gifted by nature.
Uganda, gifted by nature.
spray from the lake is both refreshing and relaxing, and coupled with a spectacular view from across the waters, the experience is exhilarating. The 27,000 square mile water body, Lake Victoria, is shared by the 3 East African countries, with Uganda possessing the northern part, Tanzania the southern, and Kenya the northeastern part. It is also the source of the due to its proximity to the lake, blessed with rainfall throughout the year, and is thus lush and verdant with vast untouched tropical rainforests. The vegetation varies depending on the geological formation and alternates between extensive rainforests and savanna grasslands. The deep blue waters support an abundant ecosystem, so the island is indeed a bird watcher's paradise. In addition to the many fascinating rare species, it harbours the world's greatest concentration of fish eagles. The island is populated by the Basese. These are the island's original inhabitants who earn their living mainly as fishermen. The blue waters of the lake abound with popular species like the huge Nile perch, which was introduced tilapia, which has sadly reduced in number due to the exploding numbers of Nile perch. Due to the favourable rainfall patterns, averaging around 2,000 millimetres a year, the Basese have successfully taken to farming, growing crops like coffee, sweet potatoes, bananas and cassava in order to supplement their meagre incomes. So while the original rainforest is still flourishing on the island, some of it has been cleared to make way for farming and other commercial activities. The occasional clumps of water hyacinth are a sad reminder of the country's struggle against the weed, which had threatened the lake's ability to support the livelihood of the 30 million or so people who rely on the lake for their basic sustenance. By the time the ferry lands at Lutoboka Bay, everyone is ready to start on a fabulous holiday. The ferry from Bukakata will land at Luku. One look at the glorious beaches and the gentle waves breaking on the shore, and you are sure you have come to the right place to unwind and feel at one with nature. When Showcase returns, we experience the enchanting delights of Bugala Island. Our holiday starts at Pearl Gardens, and a night out on the island is an experience which one cannot forego. The sound of music and laughter and the gentle glow of the campfire will draw you like a magnet to join the group of merrymakers who are intent on only one thing: having a good time.
This is my first time to come on this island, and it's very good. There are nice places to see, forests, monkeys, like that, swimming at beaches. Even you can see hippos.
It's a very lovely island here. We like the environment. It's quiet. It's beautiful nature. We have seen a little bit from the environment.
As you make your way to the beach, a walk through the enchanting grounds of Pearl Gardens Resort will provide a fresh start to your day. Nothing beats the experience of being awakened by the gentle sound of waves, birds chirping, and the happy shouts of the early morning swimmers. You can take a few moments, savouring the tranquility and freshness of the awakening gardens, after which you can enjoy your breakfast right by the shore, with the waves breaking a few feet away. Breakfast is also served in the dining room. The island is a nature lover's haven with about 50 kilometers of road on it and can be explored on both foot and by bicycle. A walk through the forest is the best way to start off the day's activities. The route will take you through the fishing village, past grass-thatched houses and curious householders. The people are warm and friendly and are happy to be of assistance to the many tourists, both local and international, who are drawn to the island to enjoy its serenity. You will find that there is relatively little activity taking place on the island, for the Basese are essentially a rural community whose main occupation is fishing. Guides are available to take you on a tour through the island's rich natural tropical rainforest, which abounds with unique and colourful birdlife, monkeys and trees. The forest is an entirely different atmosphere. One is overcome by a sense of wonder at being so near civilization and yet seemingly secluded from reality. The sounds of the birds chirping in the trees and the monkeys chattering overhead gives one a sense of the variety of trees is impressive, and one cannot help but marvel at the complexity of both plant and animal life in the forest. A highlight of the trek through the forest is the remnants of Speke's Fort.
Yeah, and that's why many people actually they had failed to come up on top of this.
The British explorer John Speke, on his travels through Africa, is reputed to have constructed a house on this hill during his stay in Uganda. The cool waters of the lake are a welcome relief after a vigorous walk. You can recoup your energy as you lazily float around with the sun shining on your face, or join in the fun with a crowd of swimmers racing around and enjoy a really good swim. Do not forget that the lake provides a livelihood to the communities living on the islands, so watch out for the fishing boats as they take off to look for the day's catch. While on the island, you can participate in a myriad of invigorating activities. The game provides a total workout for the body as well as a pleasurable workout. It is never too late to enjoy simple pleasures. A go at the swings will take you down memory lane to those tender, carefree childhood days of fun and games. During the holiday season, there is a special event usually organised by Pearl Gardens, which you should not miss while on the island, and that is canoe racing. This event is engaged in by all those who are able and causes a lot of excitement as crowds turn up to support and applaud their teams. For the contestants, it is a unique display of skill as the water flashes by with each team struggling to outdo its opponents. The race culminates in the prize-giving ceremony, with the winners getting a goat which is promptly taken away and roasted while the runners-up get monetary prizes. It has been a time to share in the island's excitement, and you can look back at a truly fulfilling day.
Abokubiri be babadde bakulu bano wamanga.
When Showcase returns, we highlight the commercial facet of Bugala Island. A trip to the nearby Bigco plant, which is a project aimed at increasing domestic vegetable oil production, provides a contrast to the rest of the island. The well-kept plantations, testament to the 2,000 hectares of forest, which have been cleared and planted with more than 1 million. The plantation is projected to cover 26,500 hectares and is being undertaken jointly by the government, International Fund, World Bank and the private sector. The Bigco compound boasts of a modern conference centre, guest house, staff premises, a staff recreation centre and clinic. One simply cannot leave Bugala Island without going on a tour round the island by boat. This is another memorable experience, as you get to see the water rushing past at such close range, and you can even touch it as you go by. This excursion taking views of the beauties the island has to offer, plus the impressive bird life. The trip takes us to Sese Palm Beach Resort with its charming grass-thatched cottages. You get to see a host of other accommodation facilities, which include Mirembe Resort Beach with its cool, refreshing breezes and white sands, secluded in an arc of forest. The Hornbill Camp, which is set on the beach in a clump of forest, while Islands Club offers bungalows. Most of the tourist facilities on the island have camping sites, tents for hire, bandas and cottages. Although your days of indulging yourself at the island will seem to come to an end all too quickly, you will carry with you a lifetime of memories. It is then time to take the ferry back to the mainland, and there is a usual rush to book oneself the best position to get those last wonderful views of the slowly receding island. Though the holiday has come to an end, it has been quite remarkable and rewarding.
I had a lot of fun. The beach, the view, everything is so amazing. Everybody out there, you should come and have fun. Yeah. This place is wonderful. People, plus that ship, I would say. It is so amazing. Oh God.
My name is Wakiro, and I like the island because I like to just swim. I played with my friends. That's what I liked about the island. I enjoyed the beach and where we were sleeping and the food and that's all.
To tell it is very nice place and good place. My experience is very peaceful here. It's very peaceful and it's very good place.
No, I think we should build internal tourism. That's all I'm saying. Before we think of going to Dubai and Thailand and whatever. Yeah, put the money in the economy.
Next week on Showcase Uganda, we take you on an amazing trek into the mountains of Bundi.
NTV.
With a body weight of up to 2 tons, the hippopotamus rivals the white rhinoceros as the second largest living land animal. It averages 3.5 meters long and 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder. Its name means river horse and it's semi-aquatic, inhabiting rivers and lakes in the grassland portions of sub-Saharan Africa. The hippopotamus is recognizable for its enormous barrel-shaped hairless body, big broad head and stubby legs. Even though it's a bulky animal, a hippo runs almost as fast as a human at 30 miles per hour. It's brownish grey on top with a light pink color underneath. The hippopotamus has its ears, nose and eyes positioned on top of its head so it can remain submerged and still monitor what's going on around it. A hippo spends most of its day lazing in the water with its top exposed and occasionally basking on a sandbar. When it submerges, it and ears so water won't get in. It emerges every 4 to 6 minutes to breathe. And breathing is automatic, and even a hippo sleeping underwater will rise and breathe without waking. Herd up to 100 animals, with one dominant male presiding over a stretch of the river. The hippopotamus is herbivorous and nocturnal. It comes out of the water at night to graze and can eat up to 68 kilograms of vegetation in one night. Female hippos reach reproductive prime at 5 to 6 years of age, while males at around 7.5 years. Mating takes place in the water, with the female submerged for most of the encounter. Hippos have a gestation period of 8 months. The female hippopotamus will go off by herself to have her calf. She will then stay away from the herd for anywhere from 10 to 44 days. A hippo's lifespan is typically 40 to 50 years.
This is NTV.
Last week on the show, the Tricksters team showed how the security of your home could be invaded right under the nose of your housekeeper.
Hello, Mami. Munenze Francis wa boda boda. Kampena chi computer yachi ya daddy kale.
A friendly customer could easily be a friendly thief.
Movao ompene ne sati kuganjagala nyume kuno mukoli no kunyuma
Ayekala cheyo sati
genda ku suit ya black
oba cheyo achenyendo kuwa Ono musajja aliwa
And a preoccupied passenger could become a robbery victim in seconds.
Madam, help him well so that we leave the place. It will be easier that way.
Madam, hold here.
Hold in, Jumo Yami, Yami to Vewan. Nemo Vemuchejo.
And today, the Tricksters team of Albert, Edwin, and Felix has been joined by Ramla as she unleashes her feminine charm to show you yet more scams which have parted many victims from their money. This is Tricksters. On the show, a lady hands over all her money to some helpful strangers.
Kaji, where are you taking the bag?
Leave the bag with her.
What is the problem?
Old clothes for new. A customer pays a high price for an old ragged piece.
This one you'll put it on until you are tired of it. Even your grandchildren are going to put on this trouser.
And a salesgirl and her airtime are soon parted.
Scratch it. Zamina customer care, but now.
Hey there people, welcome to Tricksters. You're with your man, Peter. Now, a walk through the city reveals all sorts of individuals working hard trying to make money. Now, some are trying to do it the honest way while others are trying to con you out of your hard-earned money. There are many ways in which you can lose your money. These are some of them. Have a look. Right, so a recent study has shown that 20% of Ugandans believe in witchcraft, voodoo, African science, juju. So what have con artists decided to do? They've decided to invest. Some clever con artists have decided to take advantage of their situation and make a quick buck. Have a look.
This con is mainly practiced outside banks, where one of the conmen is stationed inside the bank. As has withdrawn a large amount of money, he alerts his accomplices waiting outside. Then they spring their trap. This is Sonia, who is completely unaware that she is walking into a trap.
Excuse me, Banyaba.
Bani.
Olawo mwami oyo agenda. Oyo. Tumubanja milioni zaffe 28.
Weddu.
Yata aganyo zitusasula.
So what?
Bali innocent nnyo bambi. Tubayambe tubambulule. Tubayambe.
Ladies, now what you're going to do is we are going to help you get rid of all those cases. Yonna. But you have to react as fast as possible.
See how we're going to react.
Kakati nayo buzibu. Twetaaga wali omuti ogw'omuyembe omusajja wetuba wanono waweguli wano
nakawa ku stage
wamma ku stage weguli tugende mwine motoka
I've got a car.
Okay, kale.
Everything happens so fast. The victim is not given time to think clearly.
Yama. Abraka. The Sindarasi. Abraka. Le Singale. Abraka. Rondo Sinda. Yabaraka Baka. Los
Abraka. And now,
yes, sir.
You are going fast.
Yes, sir.
You go behind that tree. And when you reach there, open your arms like this.
Yes, sir.
When you open them, blow 3
times.
Yes. When you, after blowing, close your eyes and say the following words.
Yes, sir.
Ebisirani bigende bikunte n'empewo ezikuntira ku nyanja. Again.
Ebisirani byonna
bigende bikuntire kumpewo ezikuntira ku nyanja. And after, don't look behind.
Yes, sir.
Just walk straight.
Okay, sir.
I say Ujiwoli, don't go with the bag.
Ramla gives her handbag to Sonia to gain her trust. And she hurries to carry out the commands of the conmen.
All day. Unless you are so act immediately. What is your problem?
Mama, tofayo.
My God, this is so horrible.
Things will be okay.
I now end up like this.
Mom, we shall work it out.
Mommy, don't worry. Mommy, don't worry.
Everything will go back to normal.
Yes. It will go back to normal, and you will forget that you ever stepped in witchcraft. And you ever jumped in witchcraft.
You see, she has finished.
Her exaggerated relief convinces Sonia that she has to do this.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Man,
thank you so
much. Now you're the one next. You said the same word he told him.
Totally. And remember the rules. Don't look back.
Will she hand over her handbag?
Where are you taking the bag?
Leave the bag with her.
What is the problem? Don't go with the bag.
Don't look behind.
Don't. Don't.
Ebisirani bikunte ng'embuyaga ekuntira ku nyanja. Oh my God!
This kind of con usually has the conmen acting in pairs or groups, with one conman acting as the victim, in this case Ramla. Her role is to convince the victim that they are in it together, and so they have to work together to overcome this catastrophe. Victims of this con have even been convinced to go and withdraw their life savings to remove the curse.
One thing is for sure, if I were a con man, I would make money targeting people from the bank, but not one guarded by my Afande friend over here. Afande, see you.
This is NTV.
People missing and 9 others injured.
This after torrential rain causes heavy mudslides to partially bury 2 villages in the Duda district.
So as devastating mudslides once again hit Bududa district, Red Cross officials are on the ground administering assistance to all those who need it. We'll have all the details tonight and endeavor to have your say in our NTV poll.
Good evening and a warm welcome to Monday's edition of NTV Tonight. Let's now take a look at the rest of the headlines this evening. Also tonight, we bring you the details from behind closed doors following President Museveni's meeting with Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi and Speaker Rebecca Kadaga.
Police issue a terror warning ahead of Wednesday's screenings of the Euro 2012 semi-finals. This after a grenade attack in Mombasa kills 1 person.
And in Living Life tonight, we meet a citrus fruit grower from Soroti district. A very good evening and thank you for joining us here on NTV Tonight. I am Faith Ariho.
I am Gabriel Apenu. Thank you for joining us. Tonight, 18 people are missing and feared dead. 9 others have been seriously injured after the Bulucheke mudslide in eastern Uganda.
It is understood that 15 houses have been buried, the Uganda Red Cross has confirmed.
The Uganda Media Center has this evening released a news statement in which it confirms the mudslides and said the Minister of State for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Musa Echweru, will be traveling to Bududa district to assess the situation there.
Government stated that it is working towards ensuring that affected families receive necessary assistance in form of relief items.
The government advises all residents within the proximity of the area to relocate to safer ground.
Now we'll be bringing you that story later on in the bulletin.
Indeed. Now to Kampala, where most parts of the city, low-lying areas in the city, this afternoon turned into lakes following a torrential downpour that lasted for over an hour.
Slums and wetlands in Kampala and its suburbs were most affected, with water gushing into people's houses and denying some access to the main roads.
Well, the most affected areas were the city centre, downtown, around Nachivubo Stadium, the Clock Tower, Chisenyi Bwaise, Kalerwe, Chireka Katwe, and Ndeva, among others.
These are some of the images from the disruption caused by the torrential rainfall this afternoon.
Some of the images and devastation caused by this afternoon's heavy rain downpour. Our members of parliament have threatened not to pass the budget of the Internal Affairs Ministry in protest of a government plan for the public to meet part of the cost sharing in the National Identity Card project. The lawmakers argue that over 200 billion shillings for the project remains unaccounted for. Meanwhile, MPs from the Western Uganda region start a campaign for the restoration of presidential term limits on the 1st of July. Maurice Ochol with that.
Just days after the reading of the national budget on the 14th of June, a number of ministries continue to queue up at Parliament asking for the approval of their supplementary budgets. But one ministry may have to do more to get the parliamentary nod. The Internal Affairs Ministry, charged with issuing the national ID cards, finds itself pressed over a botched national IDs project in which it delivered only 400 cards for a 200 billion shillings allocation.
Tell me any single country in the world where people have paid for the national identification. Never. And in this case, we have we've already paid in form of taxes.
The legislators argue that they will not pass the budget of the ministry if the cost of the IDs project is passed back to the taxpayer.
And therefore, we are telling Ugandans not to waste their money. You have so many things. You can buy drugs, send your children to school. Do not spend this money on identity cards.
Meanwhile, Gerard Karuhanga says MPs are launching a campaign in rural areas, starting with Western Uganda for the restoration of presidential term limits.
Across religions, we hope to see several sheikhs there, because this is about Uganda, it's not about any grouping of Ugandans.
If they are members of NRM, then I'm sure they know that for such an amendment to take place, the discussion must first move through the relevant party structures. As government is concentrating on service delivery, and we think this talk of removal of term limits is simply diversionary.
In 1995, when they wrote the Constitution, they were never consulted to remove it.
Maurice Ochol, NTV.
Next tonight, residents of Karl Oguru Parish in Pabo Sub-County in Amuru District are at loggerheads with the UPDF for allegedly wanting to take by force their ancestral 6,000 acres of land. The UPDF, under the spokesmanship of Lieutenant Colonel Paulson Obona from the Chieftaincy of Production and Welfare, have disputed these claims, saying the land was given to the Minister of Defense by the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries in 1982.
The
Clark County MP Gilbert Olanya and some residents in Pabo Sub-County in Amuru District allege that the army is illegally taking their land.
This area, part of it, it was given for a group farm, whereby the people of Pabo, the community of Acholi, could grow their cottons, could hire tractors.
The army says that the land was given to them in 1982 and production started in 1983, only ceasing in 1986. For the UPDF back then, their sole purpose was to guarantee the safety of people and fight off coin, hence leaving the land bereft of any production activity from 1986.
When the activities, the rebel activities ceased, and now we are supposed to fight hunger and poverty, we, the UPDF, in earnest, we are following a government program. The program is this farm where we are supposed to be what we call nuclear farm. And then the people surrounding should be the outgrowers.
We know for sure that any land that was occupied during Obote's time or Min's time has got the land title. Why are they thinking of getting the land title in this particular time?
According to Clark County MP, it seems like the UPDF is at another level of war with the residents. The allegations against it for land grabbing are one too many.
Last month, we went to the place called Acholpi in Pade district, where the soldiers put the mark stone in 16 square kilometers of land. This is the trick that the government is applying to grab the land in Acholi sub-region.
According to the MP, only one powerful man is after the land under the guise of the army.
The community should be calm. We should not fight, we should not kill anybody, but the only thing we need to do is to protect our land.
And as a start toward this protection, to show their displeasure at the UPDF's alleged invasion, the residents in Karl Ogul Parish started collecting the markstones that the army land surveyors had put up on Friday to mark the 6,000 acres. Out of 74 stones, they managed to collect 56.
I found there is an obstacle. That obstacle is supposed to be cleared by the high authorities who sent me.
The markstone collectors were shipped off to Pabo police station.
18 people are missing and feared dead, and 9 others have been seriously injured after a mudslide in Bulucheke area in eastern Uganda. It is understood that 15 houses have been buried, the Uganda Red Cross has confirmed. The Uganda Media Center has this evening released a news statement in which it confirms the mudslides and said the Minister of State for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Musa Echweru, will be traveling to Bududa district to assess the situation. Government has stated that it is working towards ensuring the affected families receive necessary assistance in form of relief items. Government also advises all residents within the proximity of the area to relocate to much safer ground. Florence Naluimba now with our top story tonight.
Almost each year in Bududa, a landslide has to occur, leaving many dead and homeless. This year is no exception. Just today, according to the Red Cross who are on ground in Bududa, one occurred at 2 p.m. and it is believed to have buried 18 people.
You know, the landslide happened at 2 p.m. So most people were not in their houses. Then this landslide had signs yesterday. So some of the people had actually moved away. So it was these ones who were caught unawares who were at the scene. So they have been buried under the soil, and it's too much soil and mixed with a lot of trees.
Villages that have been affected include Namaga and Bunakasala in Bumwalukani sub-county. David Wandeka, our correspondent to the ground, asserts that nobody has been dug out as yet.
People are helpless, not having any kind of heavy equipment for getting out the bodies. In that they're just using these ordinary tools like axes to dig underneath, but they cannot get to anybody.
9 people have been injured and are receiving treatment at Bududa Hospital, while 72 are considered survivors.
29 houses are still at risk. Those ones that are neighboring the place where the landslide took place.
And these are estimated to house over 448 people. If not relocated soon enough, they could be next in line to be buried. Following the recent rains that have intensified, especially in the eastern region, most hilly villages of Mbale have become susceptible to the adverse effects with which the rains come. Usually when the landslide occurs, it covers approximately 4 to 6 kilometers, so the people within this coverage suffer the consequences. Due to constant cultivation along the slopes, and with increased rainfall, the soils have been eroding away. Earlier this year, district authorities had ordered the residents to move after 2 cracks had developed in the area, but it is apparent that they did not heed this call. In fact, some residents boldly told off the authorities, demanding to first be relocated. Florence Naluimba, NTV.
Well, it is on this issue that we would like to hear from you on tonight's NTV poll, and we are asking what should be done to help the people living in a disaster-prone area like Bududa. What do you think should be done to help people living in a disaster-prone area like Bududa?
Tonight, we just want to hear your comments. So to have your say, text 8778 as well as your name and where you're texting from. And we shall be reading some of your comments during tonight's newscast, as well as bringing you the final poll result for tonight. Now, moving on, NTV has tonight learned from exclusive sources that President Museveni has allegedly asked the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, and Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi to cease fire to avoid eventualities that may lead to breaking up the party. The meeting took place at President Museveni's county home in Rakitura yesterday. Jingo Francis reports.
The rift between the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi, and President Yoweri Museveni over top leadership may have had a silent death after they amicably agreed to put ice on the burning NRM house. The meeting took place yesterday at President Museveni country home in Rwachitura. The meeting comes a week after NRM caucus last Monday, in which President Yoweri Museveni reportedly accused the two officials of ignoring party principles and causing it embarrassment by putting personal ambitions ahead of the party unity. Mbabazi is the Prime Minister as well as the NRM Party Secretary General, and Speaker Rebecca Kadaga is also the Vice Chairperson in charge of Eastern Region. The two are looked at as potential successors of President Yoweri Museveni in case he declines to stand in 2016. The Rwachitura meeting is said to have reached an amicable solution of ending the bickering that was threatening the party. Sources who prefer to remain anonymous after they were warned to treat the information as confidential say President Yoweri Museveni was this time jovial and pleaded to the two leaders, Amama Mbabazi and Kadaga, to cease fire. They also said that the president expressed fear that the ongoing bickering among the NRM top leaders was dangerous and could potentially lead to a breakaway faction. Press reports had alleged that President Yoweri Museveni referred to Kadaga's travel to Arusha for the East African Legislative Assembly election of the Speaker, that she had jumped into a dancing hall with a wig, but the president now says he was quoted out of context. Sources say the president was referring to Lydia Wanyoto and not Kadaga, but the official statement from the president's office says a lot of inaccurate, distorted and misinformation have been saturated in the media, pointing to the lack of harmony in the NRM leadership. President Museveni in the statement assures Ugandans that there is harmony in the leadership of NRM, and his relationship amongst the organs of the state and the NRM party is very cordial. The meeting was also attended by the first Deputy Premier, Elia Kategaya, the Acting Chief Whip, Daudi Migereko, the National Vice Chairman of the NRM in charge of Eastern Region, Captain Mike Mukula, Chairman of Kampala Region, Captain Francis Babu, and the Vice Chairman of the NRM Parliamentary Caucus, David Bahati, which took place under a tree shade of President Yoweri Museveni's country home in Rwachitura. Jingo Francis, NTV.
We'll take a short break at this point, but let's have a look at what you can expect when we return. We bring you the revelations unearthed by the Commission of Inquiry into the mismanagement of funds under the UPE and USE system.
106. I told you something, is it still there? To the news stories thing.
Agency police arrest 6 suspected thugs and recovered 4 guns. NTV Tonight continues after the show break. See you shortly.
Who won the game last night?
This is NTV.
Ideally, we all have the right to express our opinions and views truthfully and openly.
Atele long tugenda katongole mbukasam.
Kampala bwerere mwansomu the bus. The discussion is still going on in the bus.
Tulina okugumira challenges ezimu gwe tuba tulina okugoba abatembeeyi mwami lukwaga agumanga abatembeeyi mugende no mbadde njala kunyonyola omukulu mbadde njala kunyonyola omwami yagambye nti meya lukwago ye meya omutuufu gavumenti ekutte lukwago emunyigira mu nsonga takyekyusa.
Welcome back to Minibus Kyogereko.
Singa omusajja abankwana nga njagala sifa ku kya ssente wabula nfa ku mbeera ye
alimba ono
This is Minibus Kyogereko.
This is NTV.
I'm knocking. A message yali with the last piece of a jambia yali muhadi wa yonna. No, bloody way, holy moly.
We've just met. How can I be your friend? Mr. Rashmond. Okuzimba nyumba nga kintu kizibu nnyo banange mugumire mu bupangisa. Come.
I'm called Olar Oton. There's no English name. Just like resistors, Yakazol.
Yeah. I blame you. You have option of getting international husband. Why do you get it local? New time.
Yeah, welcome back. We start with a reminder of our NTV poll question for tonight and some of your responses. We asked what should be done to help people living in a disaster-prone area like Bududa. I'll say that again. What do you think should be done to help people living in a disaster-prone area like Bududa in eastern Uganda?
Tonight, we just want to hear your comments. To have your say, text 8778, followed by your name and where you're texting from. Let's now take a look at some of your comments so far.
Daria K, you say they should be moved and be taken to settlement camps, and there the government should be able to take care of them.
And Kansi McGreens here says government should rather give assistance to the victims. Yeah, that's what she said.
Well, Adia Kandi, one more comment here. The ideas have always been there. The government just needs to implement them.
Well, stay tuned as we shall be bringing you more comments in tonight's newscast.
Okay. Moving on, the Commissioner of Inquiry into the mismanagement of funds under the Universal Primary Education and Universal Secondary Education System has unearthed ghost teachers, the construction of weak structures, and a diversion of funds in Nakasongola district.
This comes after the programs faced a lot of criticism for poor standard delivery all over the country since they were introduced.
Craig Kadoda has the details of that story.
In 1997, the government of Uganda introduced the Universal Primary Education System, where school-going children would access free education services. 10 years later, in 2007, Universal Secondary Education was introduced to cater for the graduates of UPE, which saw the numbers of school-going students soar. The government-sponsored programs of schools that were under the program get funds to support the students and build structures like classrooms to cater for the students. But after allegations of misuse of the funds and poor standards of the systems, a commission of inquiry into the misuse of funds was launched to check the vice. It has since proved that shoddy works were done in Nakasongola district when constructing classroom and toilet blocks, costing the government money losses. The Commissioner of Inquiry, chaired by Justice Ezekiel Muhanguzi, questioned the engineers and district leaders today against the works done after they visited the district to supervise the government projects.
And I'm asking about Yemen. Not specific buildings. You may have found a building somewhere which is about to collapse on children. And you may have written a letter, please demolish this building. That one I'm not so much interested in.
My Lord, for instance, in the issue of some latrines, Nakasongola being in the, what do you call it, geographical, I think it is lake soils, we have got a problem of collapsing soils. So you find that maybe at that time of the construction, there wasn't much strengthening of the foundations and the beams and whatever.
It was also discovered that the district had 4 ghost teachers who had cost the government 26 million so far in losses. The commission that was set up by the Ministry of Education and Sports will end its inquiry on the 12th of July, after which they will file a report and hand it over to the ministry for further action. Craig Kadoda, NTV.
And now for a wrap-up of other stories making the news across the country tonight. Kajansi police have arrested 6 suspected thugs and recovered 4 guns there. Police suspect the guns could have been used to kill people in areas of Narumunye, Lueza and Zana along Ntv Road.
So we are going to find out which private organization has these guns. Because we have records that appropriate action will be taken.
In other news, 5 members of the activist group Concerned Citizens were arrested this morning for unlawful assembly at National Theatre.
We are demanding that enough is enough.
How are you arresting me for nothing? Your intimidation, you will never stop the Ugandan people from standing up for their rights.
The group is demanding an end to what they describe as rampant corruption.
We are taking part in an unlawful assembly.
You must resign.
And finally, a judge in the civil division of the High Court could not hear a case filed by gay rights activists against Ethics and Integrity Minister and the Attorney General. Court heard that the Attorney General has not responded to the suit in writing and he has until next week on the 2nd of July to do so. Jacqueline Kasha Nabagesera, Frank Mugisha, Geoffrey Ogwaro and Julian Pepe Onziema, all gay rights activists, sued Father Simon Lokodo, the ethics minister, and the Attorney General for closing their meeting early this year at Imperial Resort Hotel. The activists in their affidavits say that the act of the minister was illegal as it breached articles of the Constitution that upholds the freedom of assembly and association.
Now, citrus fruit growing is one clear enterprise that has raised the hope of Soroti residents. In fact, the district has been earmarked for a citrus production factory. But as all this takes shape, one man is earning this living from the mixed type of enterprise. In tonight's Living Life, Hilary Yesiga brings us the successful story of Ituyono Ezekiel, who has inspired many people, including researchers.
Following him closely, Ezekiel takes us through his enterprise, which has brought a smile on his face. He tells us that it all began in 2003 when he decided to segment his land to start mixed farming.
I started with the 2 female turkeys and 1 male. When this one hatched, they gave me 10 because turkeys, they don't hatch many. So I started managing those ones until when they reached 22.
This followed the President's clarion call to Ugandans to work towards each family earning 20 million per year. His enterprise selection includes citrus fruits, goats and cows. Through these well-spaced orange trees, the turkeys can easily feed on a free-range system. However good this system may be, there are challenges such as diseases.
Fowl pox. That one is very common in turkeys, especially when they are young. But what we normally do, after they reach a time of 20 to 30 days, we give a fowl pox vaccine. That one can help turkeys. And other drugs like sulfadimdim, we give them all enrosol when they are still young.
Since he started rearing the turkeys and citrus fruit growing, Ezekiel has never looked back. Buyers from within the East African region find him at home. The benefits are immense.
Education of my children is easy. You can even see these buildings you are seeing here.
Besides educating his children in good boarding schools, he is constructing a residential house which matches his aspirations. To ease his movement, he bought a vehicle out of this enterprise.
Transport, that one also. I also meet well-educated people who are in offices fueling their vehicles. I also go and fuel.
And as he progresses with the mixed type of farming, Ezekiel shares his joy with the pupils in the neighboring primary school.
Here, you expect to get more than 1 bag in a tree. Suppose now you have 200 trees. Automatically, you will get 200 to 300 bags per year, and you sell a bag at a minimum price of 50,000 times now 300. That is really a good money.
With this success story, he has been able to attract the attention of the head of state to his farm, the vice president, international researchers, and local farmers. Hilary Yesiga, NTV.
Now, police have issued a terror warning ahead of this Wednesday's screening of the Euro 2012 semi-finals. They are advising especially proprietors of entertainment spots to be extra vigilant and ensure the security of revelers during and even after the matches. This comes after at least one person was killed and several others injured in a grenade attack in a bar and restaurant in a residential estate in Mombasa, where a match between England and Italy was being shown last night. The attack came just 48 hours after the U.S. government had issued a travel advisory to its citizens over an imminent terror attack on the Kenyan coastal town.
The Uganda police have urged the public to be security conscious as they go out to watch what is left of the Euro 2012 competition. They've also cautioned owners of entertainment places to always be on the lookout even after the competition is over.
Much as they watch these matches, but they should be conscious of any suspicious object, suspicious person within their vicinity. And also we are telling owners of premises, public premises where people go to watch such matches, to make sure that security measures have been put in place.
This follows a grenade attack on a Mombasa bar and restaurant where revelers had gathered to watch last evening's Euro Cup match between England and Italy. The pub, which is situated near a residential area, is said to have been packed, forcing many other soccer enthusiasts to stand outside while following the proceedings of the match. Police with sniffer dogs arrived minutes after the incident and combed the area, but no arrests were made. Inside the house, blood stains were visible on the floor and on a bed, a clear indication that several of its occupants were injured. Some of the revelers at the Jericho Beer Pub recounted the incident to NTV, saying one of the three explosive objects was hurled on top of the roof of the house. On impact, the roof caved in and the blast sent shockwaves through the walls, injuring people inside the house as well as others who were outside.
I heard a loud bang on top at that particular roof there. Then I saw some sparks of light. Then, after guys were dancing around there.
The second and third explosive object is said to have been hurled directly at people who were near the house adjacent to the pub. 28 of them were injured. Police had a difficult time keeping onlookers at bay. At the Coast General Hospital, doctors and nurses were busy attending to the wounds of the injured. Some had severe head injuries, others sustained injuries on their hands and legs. 2 boys are among those who were hurt. The police have not made any arrests but combed the area throughout the night. Residents who refused to appear on camera say they saw a white vehicle with 3 occupants minutes before 9:30 p.m. The 3 unidentified occupants of the car were 2 men and a woman. Minutes after they joined revelers at the pub, the blasts went off simultaneously. The incident occurred 48 hours after the United States government issued a travel advisory to its citizens and said it was evacuating its staff from Mombasa, citing an imminent terror threat. But the police say there is no direct link between this incident and the threats received by the United States government. Okay, Malcolm Musime is standing by to bring us NTV Business Tonight. Hello, Malcolm.
Thank you, Gabriel. Faith, and in Business Tonight, you find out how Buganda Kingdom's capital assets still needs commercial development to sustain its value. That and more will be coming up in Business Tonight, so stay with us.
This ID thing, I don't think government is committed to ensuring that Ugandans have IDs. They have been talking about IDs for the last 15 years. I know that the reason is that they would know probably in 2016, Ugandans would know how many voters we have in this country. So that's why they have been deal-dallying. Today they say we are going to have IDs, tomorrow they spend money, another day.
This is NTV.
Fieldwork has been defined by different scholars. Some think it is an art.
These are the blood types that are in human beings. We have A.
When a chemical reaction takes place, it involves 2 things.
We are given a straight line that has been denoted by 2x minus y is equal to 6.
This is NTV.
To be honest, it's one of the most scary genres of music for me. For me every day, to be honest, it's one of the most scary genres of music for me. For me every
This is
kwera embeera y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakuggwamu maama
bano abasajja abanaatera n'okujja kusigiriza ffe ekiro basituleko emiwumbo gy'emmere bagitwale
sogera byange kibanda bana bagamba bweyagala nkubulira ebyange ja tugende emyanzi
mpulira banyumya ababeera bakujerega waliko omusawo w'ekinansi e South Africa baba bakujerega ebituufu
baba banjerega oyo mufere mubbi yennyini yeetaaga miggo
omuntu wa bulijjo tomuzannyirangako abeeranga dormant volcano
bwemba mukkiriza nina takuwa mugiyita
ate takuwa gobeera mugoberezi tolowooza ndi buli mulimo gwonna oyogerera omusiraamu singa naakubuuza nti katonda yagamba atya
oba oli pasita ng'okyawa olimba obba oyenda olina abakazi basatu please heaven is waiting for you. One day you'll pay and soon your time is out.
otiisatiisa mmoni
Good evening, Malcolm Sime, and you welcome to NTV Business. The first tonight, Buganda's kingdom capital assets, particularly prime land, estimated to be worth $1 trillion of shillings, still needs commercial developments to sustain its value. James Murana, a local entrepreneur and also honorary consul for Thailand, has pointed this out while officiating at a real estate event arranged by the Buganda Land Board.
Buganda's strategic location within Uganda's top commercial centers has over the years seen its major assets such as land gain considerable value, propped up by desire for new investments.
Which can really drive Uganda Land Board, not only to sit down here and look at Vibanja, but to come up with a number of products which can really develop Uganda through Buganda Land Board.
Mulwana, an entrepreneur and also a representative of the Thailand diplomatic mission here in Uganda, was speaking at the launch of a real estate magazine by the Buganda Land Board.
These are areas of planning. We really need to have all these real estates with well-planned estates which are well linked to the various infrastructure. Quite a good number have done so, but they need to do better.
All the same, with the approach expected to stimulate private sector interest in doing business with the Kingdom of Uganda, members of the Land Board say they are anchoring their hope on best practices on real estate from Kenya, Tanzania and Rwanda, among others.
Like Nairobi, they are advanced, they are more knowledgeable, so they come here and we share. That is why we hold this. Buganda Land Board is in charge of Kabaka's land. So we think that for people to understand what it is, what is involved in this, they should come and exchange knowledge, to share experiences with one another.
It's estimated that Buganda Land Board, the custodian of the institution's asset, holds in trust at least 350 square miles of land. Reina Urgin, NTV Business.
Now, worldwide, more than $488 billion are lost in cyber or online-based crimes, according to the Norton 2000 report. While the figures for Uganda are not available, the problems of stealing money in the line is growing in evidence by cases at URA and MTN recently. As Samuel Setumba reports, questions are being asked as to whether Uganda law enforcement and judicial systems are ready for this emerging challenge.
It could be the start, but a case of hackers targeting Uganda Revenue Authority systems and doing what they're alleged to have done shows what computerization or going E can mean for companies and institutions. For Uganda, there already exist some laws, but no more than that. For instance, at the Law Development Center.
You find that there is no program for e-discovery. E-discovery is a huge area which looks at electronic evidence from responding to the crime scene, investigation, data extraction, analysis, the tools you use, the procedures for presenting.
Plus, are the judges and court systems with the competence to handle such cases? Then the police, which is only building its capacity in this area. The URA was hit through its wireless network. And if you have such a network, pay attention.
Wireless networks are one of the biggest areas which hackers can use to enter into your network. Because wireless passwords, firstly, are weak. Most of the time, they are easier, therefore, to use simple programs off the internet for free to hack into these networks.
Other challenges like cyber warfare are real threats to a country once all systems get computerized, needing a near overhaul of systems and their security. Samuel Setumba, NTV Business.
Now, in the financial markets, the shilling has maintained the gains it posted last week against the dollar. It continues to trade below the 2,500 mark. We have more in the financial market report. And finally, for NTV Business tonight, French agency multilateral lender Propaco says it's keen on financing more agro projects besides traditional areas of infrastructure, such as energy, roads and health. Alexis Joneray, the firm's investment officer in charge of corporate division, made this announcement at the signing of the $23 million 10-year concession loan for Meta Group. More financing towards commercial agriculture activities in Uganda could easily go a long way in stimulating job creation and economic growth, according to experts from Propaco, the French lending agency. Alexis Joneray, the investment officer in charge of the corporate division of Propaco, was speaking after signing a concession loan worth $23 million for meeting expansion needs by Sugar Corporation of Uganda Limited, SCOL.
It is the first intervention in the agri-industrial sector for Propaco in Uganda. We are therefore very happy because we believe that this sector plays a key role in development and to support economic growth. This sector is highly labor intensive and supports rural areas. For example, through this project, the number of outgrowers that will be working directly or indirectly with the Sugar Company of Uganda will be growing from 2,000 to nearly 6,000 in the next 3 years.
However, the beneficiary of this new line of financing, the Sugar Corporation of Uganda Limited Lugazi, insisted that for the enterprise to move forward, it urgently still needs more land to support its activities.
But if more land is available, this plant has built-in capacity to go up to 1.5 million tons of cane, that is 150,000 tons of sugar. So if land is available, the company will be able to, within the same machinery, crush 150,000 tons of cane and make, in the region of about 150,000 tons of sugar.
At the same event, French ambassador to Uganda, Alain Cousta, emphasized that more funding towards the agribusiness sector will be rolled out going forward.
It fits the development priorities of France to contribute through its development aid or through its financing tools to development priorities in food safety, to expand the food capacity, production capacity of the African countries, all over Africa, not only Francophone Africa.
And that winds up NTV Business for tonight. Thank you very much for watching. I will take you back to Gabrielle and Faith for more news.
Thank you, Malcolm. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Now, Joel Kamadi joins us to give us sports news. Joel, what do you have for us today?
Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Gabriel. Now, England manager Roy Hodgson says there are reasons for optimism despite the team's exit from Euro 2012. Of course, I'll be giving you this and so many more stories on NTV Sport later on.
This is NTV.
Kwene embeera y'abasajja bano
essuubi nga lyakugwamu maama
bano abasajja abanaatera n'okujja kusigiriza ffe ekiro basituleko emiwumbo gy'emmere bagitwale
sogera byange kibanda bana bagamba nga nebagamba ne bweyagala nkubulira ebyange ja tugende emyanzi
mpulira abanyumya ababeera bakujerega waliko omusawo w'ekinansi South Africa baba bakujerega bituufu
baba banjerega oyo mufere mubbi yennyini yeetaaga miggo
omuntu wa bulijjo tomuzannyirangako abeeranga dormant volcano
bwemba mukkiriza nina takuwa mugiyita
ate takuwa gobeera mugoberezi tolowooza nti buli mulimo gwonna oyogerera omusiraamu singa naakubuuza nti katonda yagamba bw'ati yagamba atya
oba oli pasita ng'okyawa olimba obba oyenda olina abakazi basatu please heaven is waiting for you. One day you'll pay and soon your time is out.
Otisa moni.
Sitisa. Nkubulira Yesu talimba.
Ebintu mbimala mulundi gumu. Kati what is I love peace.
Gwokola byo. Wegase n'omusajja mutwale mabi.
This is NTV. This is NTV.
No one feels the motherland like we do.
Good evening and welcome to NTV Sport. I am Joel Kamadi. Tonight, national cycling champion Leon Matovu has been declared winner at the controversial end to the National Cycling Championship held in Masaka District. The Masaka Cycling Club organized event came to a controversial end after marshals misdirected the leading pack into a longer route to the finishing point.
National Cycling Championship that started in Masaka town before heading to Mutukula border and back to Masaka almost ended in confusion after the competitors took two different routes to the finishing point. The safety marshals hired by the local organizing committee are accused of diverting the Kampala group who were leading the event into a longer route to the finishing point. Despite the confusion, national title defending champion Matovu Leon emerged champion ahead of Edward Bukenya and Ibrahim Sesanga.
Somebody was like saying because Bukenya took another direction and these people took another direction, but the end, even if Matovu Leon got lost at the finishing point, he was number one.
Emmanuel Katerega and Salongo Bukenya came 4th and 5th respectively. 33 out of 47 competitors were able to complete the 130-kilometer event organized by the Masaka Cycling Club.
Now moving on to table tennis, and Mbale Progressive Secondary School boys have won this year's National Table Tennis Championships after dethroning defending champions Manafwa High School in the final played at the Lugogo Indoor Stadium. The defending champions fell to their victors by a one-set margin in a 3-2 set final set score. Manafwa's High School score, however, salvaged the 1 to retain the national title. Meanwhile, Gilton Cherivere retained the boys' singles title after beating teammate Eddie Omongole by 3-1. Elsewhere, girls' singles defending champion Lodia Natunga fell to Amina Namaganda in a narrow 3-2 sets victory. The three-day event organized by the Uganda Table Tennis Association attracted a number of new schools, including Chitintale Progressive, Turkish Academy and Mengo Secondary School, among others. The event was seen as a precursor to the regional schools championships, which are expected to begin next month at various locations across Uganda.
Leagues will be starting very, very soon. The Kampala one, the Central Region one, is almost set, and we should be starting probably in 1 week or so. That league will be starting for the very first time, which should help us to continue with the talent identification and giving competition to our young talents.
Now moving on, Ntake's Secondary School Wampeo dominated the inaugural National Schools Beach Soccer Championships, with both Team A and B making the final at Lido Beach Entebbe. The one-day competition had other teams leaving without victory, but with a determination to learn from their mistakes before challenging for the title next season.
Ntake Secondary School Wampeo A had a dominant run through the first ever schools beach soccer competition held at Lido Beach Entebbe this weekend. They thrashed their junior side by 6-3, Edward Chiwanuka scoring 5 as Regan Senfuma netted the other. Moses Wamala, Godfrey Bisaso and Vincent Kauma scored a goal each for Ntake B. Ntake Eso of London College School of St. Lawrence threw a penalty shootout after 2-2 draw in normal time in the semi-finals.
I think it was just some few mistakes since we never had enough experience in the game, and it was our first time to play the game. So that's what it costed us, but I think next time we shall improve on that.
Edward Chiwanuka won the top scorers award with a collection of 11 goals from 4 matches, Najib Kirwana claiming the best goalkeeper's accolade. Moses Wamala was voted the most valuable player of the competition for his exceptional performance in a one-day championship. Alfred Odong, NTV Sport.
Mbale's Child Restoration Organization have emerged champions of the Eastern Region's Airtel Rising Stars competition, both in the boys and the girls category. The two-day event hosted by Mbale Secondary School attracted teams from Mbale, Iganga and Tororo.
Airtel Rising Stars.
Child Restoration will officially represent the Eastern Region in this year's Airtel Rising Stars National Championship after winning the regional championship held in Mbale. The former Uganda Super League Under-17 side beat Iganga Zibukoyo Secondary School by 1-0 to win the regional final. They were awarded 1 million shillings and a trophy. Their female counterparts beat Mbale Tigers on spot kicks to win the ladies' final. The national championship will be held in Njeru Buyikwe district in August this year.
This is where we are beginning, in order to have a consistent growth of our players in the youth ranks to the senior side.
Airtel Rising Stars, one of Africa's greatest football tournaments, has returned. If you're out there, we'll find you.
Now finally in NTV Sport tonight, England manager Roy Hodgson says there are reasons for optimism despite the team's exit from Euro 2012. This story and more coming up tonight in our international sports wrap. Hodgson is confident in the ability of the country's young players, but concedes the national side must become better in possession following the defeat on penalties by Italy. Hodgson was appointed England manager on 1st May, leaving him with little time to prepare the squad for the trip to Poland and Ukraine. But he said there were plenty of factors which pleased him about the team's performance, despite the disappointment of another quarter-final exit at a major tournament. England's conquerors, Italy, will face Germany in the semi-finals, and Hodgson believes his players should use the Germans as an example of how a team's fortunes can change.
It is more misery for the English in a shootout, and from penalty kicks they have been foiled again.
It's very difficult today to be particularly positive because we are still also disappointed at not going through to the semi-final. We wanted it so badly, and we had our dreams, and when your dreams are shattered you can't put too positive a spin on it.
In motorsport, it was Loeb's 5th win in 7, and his 38-point lead at the top of the drivers' tables inches him ever closer to a 9th straight WRC title. The Citroën team took the lead on Superstage 2 and never looked back. They built up such a lead going into the final day that the drivers were told to hold station, allowing Loeb to cruise to a 29.6-second victory.
Are you ready to drink at the table of men?
And that's all the sport we had for you tonight. Back to you, Gabriel and Rachel.
Thank you very much, Joel.
Thank you, Joel,
for this sport. Let's now have a look at tomorrow's weather forecast. Okay, let's now take you back to tonight's NTV poll question. We asked you, what do you think should be done to help people living in the disaster-prone area like Bududa? What should government do to help those living in disaster-prone areas like Bududa?
Well, we thank you so much for all your comments tonight. Let's now sample some of them.
Okay, Keep Agre, Kiptalam in Kapchora, you say government should resettle the people of Bududa, and on the other hand, should not let them back into these disaster areas once they leave.
And Seka Jolo Matthew says the government should come out in time to warn the people, and for the case of Bududa, planting more trees is the only way.
Biamugisha at KIU, you seem to agree with that. People in the area should be helped by government in terms of reforestation programs to reduce the problem.
And Samuel Walker here says the people of Bududa should be sensitized that relocating them is not a plan for land grabbing. They should be moved.
Okay, a lot of you seem to think that relocation is the best option for the people in these areas. Thank you so much for all of your comments tonight.
And I'll be back at 11:30 for a final roundup of the day's news. But for now, from both of us here, thank you for watching NTV Tonight. I am Faith Eriho.
I'm Gabriel Apeno. Have a good night.
No one feels the motherland like we do. No one feels the motherland like we do. So tune in every day at 6 p.m. and Fridays from 11 p.m. for the best in homegrown music. only on NTV, the station that celebrates local music talent.
This is NTV.
Your Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Join Cats and the Platinum D. Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Join Cats and the Platinum DJs as they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy. Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Join Cats and the Platinum DJs as they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy video mixes.
You're now rocking with the best. Catch us every Saturday.
Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV with Exposed. Join Cats and the Platinum DJs as they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy video mixes.
You're now rocking with the best. Catch us every Saturday as we live. We take you through an experience you'll never forget.
Remember to call in with your music requests and also get a chance to win some incredible goodies. Saturday afternoons just got better on NTV.
Chichi, what's life? Is life ugly? Is it spiritual? Isn't it loved? And above all, isn't life really drama?
Find